What up, LC heads? I gotta say, I absolutely love the way that they have balanced Rem. A lot of talk about who's the best tank right now. Obviously, Grandass would be number one. He just did drop. You can't knock that S4 of his and his ability to cut damage to a party. But a lot of times when people think about, the best tank, there's two of them, right? Well, no, wait, I'm sorry. That's right, there's also Grom, who is, in my opinion, Grom is just a tanky crowd control. So, just in my opinion, he's hard to kill, and he has some awesome crowd control in his kit, Other tanks, though, like Ruuto and Grandass, they actually have abilities to cut the damage that your team is taking. I believe with Grandass, he's giving you a minus percentage against skills and specials, which kind of a big deal, because just about any physical attack boss that we fight, when they're hitting you with their attacks, that's their kit. And when they drop their threshold, that's typically like their special. So he's going to give you a damage percentage against that. That's just awesome. On top of being unflinched by magic that he has a positive resistance to. So if somebody throws up a blizzard, you got a bunch of mages you're dealing with, and they're throwing up blizzard, and the whole team is just stunned, getting hit with that blizzard. As long as Grandass has a positive resistance to ice, he's gonna be unflinched by that, and he can go over there and he can interrupt those mages. He does have some awesome damage in his kit. He's got at least a couple of abilities to throw around that really just tear the shit up. Like they throw people around. Now again, I've only played with him a few times, but I will have to vouch for his kit from what I've seen from it. He can throw some people around. He can do some good damage. He's going to outdamage Ruuto by a lot. So that is very cool. Very cool. And again, you can't really knock that special of his. That S4 is just off the freaking chain. But then, Ruuto still has a place, IMO. Right? I'm very happy with my Ruuto right now. I think Ruuto can probably out-heal Grandass. He's not going to be able to do as much damage as him by any means. He's not going to have, the same amount of crowd control. And actually, you know what? I don't know about that, because remember, Ruuto has an ability to make everybody auto-focus him. So you can't really take that away from Ruuto either, right? In a very crowded and nasty map, he can make everybody target him and not target your mage, who could be on the other side of the map casting, the best spell that he has. So, it depends on how you want to look at that. But both of them are cutting damage. Right, Grandass is cutting skill and special damage, which is very awesome, very awesome. Ruuto is cutting AoE damage. AoE. So anything that's hitting everybody, they're going to take 50% less damage. Your whole team is. But Ruuto is going to take more damage. He's going to take like 150% damage, which works out well for him. It does. He still survives. Sometimes I'm like, man, how did Ruuto... Oh, wait, that's right. He's taking 3 times as much damage from these AoEs as everybody else. And it works out well. I've used Ruuto plenty of times just to dampen the AoE damage being thrown around. That's how I beat the difficult fight against Lord the Heathen. You can fight him, and then you can go back there and you can fight him again at an increased difficulty, right? And all you get is like some lapis for that. I wish they would have given us a cool sticker or something. But in that fight, I had to bring Ruuto in, because he's throwing so many freaking AoE spells there at the end. He just has a bunch of shit going on in the background, and you gotta target and focus him down, and that's hard to do with all the AoEs going off. So Ruuto made it happen. As soon as I put Ruuto into the party, I had a very nice and easy clear there. So the damage reduction makes a huge difference, right? I think most people are gonna go with Grandass over Ruuto. And I think that's just because, honestly, he's giving more damage. I think he's giving more applicable damage reduction. Just everything is going to be throwing skills and special damage. So for him to be able to make everybody take less skill and special damage, and I don't see anything about it saying that he has to take more, right? That, in my opinion, I think that's one of the biggest advantages he has over Ruuto. When Ruuto dampens the damage that your team takes, he's taking more damage himself. I didn't see anything about Grandass working like that. He's just going to cut the damage that your team takes from skills and specials, which is just off the chain. I would expect Ruuto to be a little bit more supporty with spells. And I'm just looking at my Ruuto and the way that I've built him to just literally stand there, cut damage from the team, and heal everybody. I've built mine like a healer, and I'm very happy with him. Another reason why I'm not really stressed about pulling Grandass right now, I'm sure I will get him later. But I'll tell you what is the biggest thing missing from this conversation about tanks at all? Rem. We're not talking about Rem as a tank at all because, well, it doesn't really tank. She doesn't really cut damage. She doesn't have anything to make all the enemies target her. She does have Helper of the Hero, right? She's giving everybody hit point regeneration and physical attack damage taken minus 20% to all allies. That's not nothing. That is not nothing, right? I wish they would have tweaked this a little bit more. Maybe made it like a 30% damage buff. So pretty much as long as this girl is in your team, every 12 seconds, she's going to buff everybody with Helper of the Hero. It's a buff that lasts for 12 seconds, and it gets applied every 12 seconds. So once Rem dies, your team probably has 8 to 12 seconds of Helper of the Hero left on them. That's the way that I'm reading it, right? But hey, as long as Rem's there, 20% less physical damage to the whole team. That's pretty good. Oh, and hey, there's also the hit point regeneration that she gives everybody for free. So now, like, if you put this girl into a team with another tank, it could be pretty damn nasty. Just with Ruuto alone, Ruuto is cutting AoE damage by 50%. If it's physical AoE, if they're throwing a physical AoE, you're getting 50% damage reduction from Ruuto, and you're getting another 20% damage reduction from this girl. So, she has a little piece of a tank kit built in here, and I think it's just enough. I do. This will make a difference in a tough battle. Just 20% more or less damage on top of any walls and breaks and all that stuff that you could throw. Pretty awesome. On top of that, her sprite's just A1. I absolutely love it. She's got the ball and chain hanging. She's always looked good. This girl's sprite takes the cake for the win. IMO. I love the little maid outfit. I don't care how cool Grandass looks with his spear. He can shove it. This girl's sprite for the win. Absolutely love running this girl and just seeing her on the screen. I'm also noticing now really how much crowd control this girl has. So that is very cool. They did bring her damage up a little bit. I don't think she really needed that much. When you're running around with almost 40,000 hit points and you're getting like a 60% strength and defense buff, and you're getting MP regeneration to help feed your not Proud Force, what is it? Keen Eyes, to help feed your Keen Eyes. So you're getting more MP to turn that MP into damage, right? That's really what this girl is using her MP for. It's nice that she's getting MP regeneration, right? And she's getting a built-in, SCT recovery speed plus 25%. So her abilities charge very quickly when she's in Demon Bloodline form, right? Physical special damage cap plus 9k, but the unit can't recover hit points. So where does that bring this girl's damage up to? Let's see. I was checking here to see if her S4 actually has any bonus for damage cap, because I was actually seeing 32,000 at the end of her S4, which means that this girl can hit for 30k. We're going to double check that right now. That is pretty much the whole point of just me getting in here and recording this. But I just figured I would touch upon this whole little tank subject and remind everybody that Rem's not out of that race, yo. She's right there with the tanks, and she's very unique, right? And she will have more hit points than them, and a really high toughness too. So, girl's an amazing finisher. We equipped a UR arc on her just to feed her kit. That is honestly really all this girl needs. Take a quick look at mine. Nothing special or fancy at all. I actually need to revise her kit. But I think this is enough to get her through. It all depends on how you want to play this girl too. I have seen some people build her with Proud Force so that she can do damage and heal herself throughout the fight, and then at the very critical last part of the fight where there's a crazy threshold, that's when they transform her. So they spend most of the fight in her normal form using Proud Force and healing to kind of keep her healed, because hey, she's still going to do some pretty damn good damage along the way with that mace, or with two of those maces if you have dual wield on her, right? But then at the very end of the fight, when the boss just gets nasty and starts throwing thresholds, that's when they transform her, in case she needs to finish that fight on her own. If the rest of the party gets absolutely annihilated, this girl's probably going to survive with, 15,000 hit points left, and you're probably going to have a small amount of time to get in some damage and try to knock off the last eighth of the boss's hit point bar. So I see her being played different ways, and some people like to start the fight and just go right into her demon form, and they just want to hit as hard as they can, right off rip from beginning to end. So I think that's cool. I think that's cool that you can just kind of choose how to play this character. You can put Proud Force on her, you can put some self-sustain on her. You just have to remember that all of that is null and void as soon as you go into your demon form. And of course, this girl has no attribute crit rise, no attribute attack rise 2 that she comes with. Thank goodness, so we don't have to pay for that. I did put the no attribute attack rise up on her for 11 SC. I know, it's a lot. Remember too, we have shields. We have shields that we can put on these heroes. So when you're taking 20% less damage and you have 35 or 45,000 hit points, that damage cut is a big deal, right? I mean, this girl's already running around with 3,000 defense. And now you spend some CP and she's taking 20% less from this and 20% less from that. She's never going to die, or it's just going to take forever. Alright, so that's pretty much how I have her set up. Awaken Fury, Auto Haste, at least they gave her that. Auto Brave. I did put some stun resist on her for the simple fact that I'm soloing things and I'm just running her around. Really, the reason I spent 5 SC on the stun resist is because I did take her into Heart of the Temple, and I rolled a 1 on the D20. I ain't even gonna lie. It was like worst case scenario. The first bird hit her and stunned her, and literally the ogre and all the birds just ran a freaking train on her for 6-7 minutes straight. And they actually did kill her. And she had to get stunned back to back. That's the only way that it's going to happen. And obviously all the birds and the giant troll, they all have to be there smashing her. But I have seen it happen. It has happened. So I put some stun resist on her so they just can't stun her and do that. But that's 5 SC that I could reallocate if I wanted to. She's got the Brute Slayer. I didn't put any Slayers on this girl. She has no Slayers right now. If I put a Slayer on her, it'd probably be easier to see that damage cap, and that's what we're looking for. But I think we'll be fine. Some advanced aim vitals she comes with. And yeah, Fighting Spirit. So nice of them to give us hit points and strength 10% to both of them. She has defense up 5. So, I don't... For 5 SC, I really don't need that. It is what it is here. That might help us see some more of that, you know what? More hit points. There we go. Hit points over attack for this girl, just IMO. And I've also wanted to just kind of mess around with this like cure all, heal all, and some of these like skill salve. I don't know if that would be worth a damn for her, but you know, something to try. Also, Moon Saber. You know, it's obviously Moon Saber is only going to work on this girl when she's not in her demon form. But that could save you from Proud Forcing, because this girl is going to have plenty of MP. So instead of bringing Proud Force, you might just Moon Saber yourself, and that will keep you healed until the critical point in the fight where you transform. And then Moon Saber doesn't matter anymore. It's still going to cost you 4 SC, which is what Proud Force is going to cost you anyway. Just an option to keep this girl healed, you know, before she transforms. So that's it. That's her kit. As far as equipment, you know, of course I have her Morning Star. I have Emil's head on her, just because I was testing out, like, how nifty would it be if this girl can status people on top of that? And why not? Emil's head gives some hit points. I'm actually kind of surprised that Rem's Morning Star doesn't give any hit points. I guess back when it dropped, that was just too much to ask for. And we have Battle Goggles, because the last thing I want is for Rem to go blind when she's throwing her damn cannonball around. So this is what our Rem looks like. This is what we're talking about. Yeah, I still have some abilities to get for her. I did get like the hit point up thing for her, right? As you can see, we are clearly out of the green gems. We did unlock the top part. And yeah, we're out of blues too. We are out of blues too, alright? I can only imagine what this girl could do with 10 more SC. MP, I'm not really worried about it right now. Not really worried about the extra MP. So here we go. We're just going to go in here. And I'm pretty sure, I could have sworn I've seen her hitting for 30,000. Now, we might have to wait for our S4 to drop to see that, but let's just see how we can do. First of all, I'm just going to counsel a 10. Alright, these guys, I'm going to get in one basic attack, and then we're going to transform, and hopefully we're just going to... I really like this girl's crowd control. And I like it in this map, because as soon as these birds come flying up to her and she throws that S1, it pushes everybody back. S2, and then S1. Oh, they got us. We're going to run down. S2. S2. Oh, we're running for that S1. S3. We're hitting for 29,000. S1. S1. The ogre's already dead. The S3 is nice because it hits everybody around, and you can target people diagonally. With the S1, you have to be lined up with them. See her running for that S1? But yo, if you're standing in front of her and she's throwing that S1, you're screwed, right? You also can do something with this girl's basic attack. Oh wow, they're actually kicking the crap out of me because of the curse thing. Oh yeah, and poison. We are not transformed, so we're only hitting for 24,000. Yeah, our strength is only 3654 right now. Probably because we're cursed and all this. S3. They did interrupt that, but oh, look at that. We got some status on them. We got some status on them. So, actually, this was one of the worst case scenarios for this run. I'll be honest with you guys. We'll do that again real quick. You should be able just to take them out fairly easily. So this is like worst case scenario. What can happen with this girl? Oh, at least they didn't stun us, right? But usually it's a much more pleasant clear than that. Let me see if I can be a little more surgical with this. We're just going to counsel a 10. And then we will start with the S2 to push everybody back. S1, 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 S3, S1, S2. Oh, she started running up. I messed up the targeting. Well, the troll's dead. S1, S1. S3, we're hitting for 23,000. See, what are we at? So we're at 5481. A lot better than 3,500, right? We don't have that many statuses up. We have a small strength boost. We have, you know, our SCT up. So she's, you know, right at 5,500 strength. But I think with this S4, I think we might be able to see some 30,000. Let's see. 17, we're hitting for 17, 18. Any crits in there? 33. 33. Was that 33? You guys might have to like pause that. But I think she does hit for 30k. And of course that's with, you know, the last few hits of her S4. It is nice to see that damage get up there though. You know, this is Heart of the Temple on hard. Just for her to be able to hit that, that's pretty awesome, right? That is pretty awesome considering how many hit points she has. And remember, everybody's taking 20% less physical damage when this girl's around, plus the free regen that everybody gets. Does that make her a worthy tank? Yeah, just barely a little bit. She's much different than the other tanks too. She's way more offensive, you know, and I think she takes a different approach. And I've always said that this girl is just an awesome character because she's always going to scale up as the hit points in our gear scales up, right? Like right now, the way that this girl is, she's running around with 35,000 hit points. Next year, when I put different gear on her that we've gotten along the way, she might have 45,000 hit points, you know, without actually changing anything about the character itself, just by putting gear on her that has higher hit point values. So I've always said that it is actually nice to see it scale up. So I've been neglecting Rem a little bit just because I've been working on so many other heroes. Almost kind of forgot about her for a second, but how could I forget with that ball and chain? And of course, non-elemental damage. You don't have to fuss. You don't have to worry about any of that. Her damage is getting through. For the most part, her damage is getting through. Some heroes have like damage reduction. You're always going to have to eat that. Like, that's just, you know, unless some hero comes out that ignores any sort of damage reduction, which I don't think we've seen. This is like pretty damn good for her, you know, being non-attribute, having the crowd control in her kit. I wish they would have done something a little bit different with her S1 where she could maybe throw that ball diagonally. I mean, I guess that's the catch to it, right? It's got great crowd control for like right in front of you. It's going to push the enemies back. I don't see any other character with that type of control in this level. Nobody else can just keep those damn birds at bay. Unless we're talking about Milim, who's just like freaking insta-killing everything with her S1, S1, S1. She's not actually pushing those birds around. She's not actually pushing them all back and keeping them at a distance from her. Like, they're still moving through her scissor attack. They're just dying along the way, and they're getting status to shit. That is completely different than this girl throwing her ball out and moving all the enemies in front of her a quarter screen to the left so that they're all bunched up together and they can't get any closer to her. And that's why I like running her at this stage. I think it kind of shows that off in the beginning when she starts throwing her S1 and all the birds just get pushed back. And then they just kind of have to hang out there and get clobbered to death with a giant freaking cannonball. So I think that's pretty cool. The ogre also dies fairly quickly here. So it's kind of a different fight for her. You know, that ogre just dies out when all the birds do, or sometimes even before most of the birds. And then she just has two nasty chickens to deal with at the end there. It's a fun and quick little run, right? So all in all, I think it shows this girl's got great potential. She always has, right? She's just been riding the bench just because we've had other new heroes to work on. But next time you're talking about tanks and who is the latest and greatest, just remember, Rem technically makes that tank list. As far as MGU is concerned, minus 20% physical damage is still a tank-like-ish ability. and I don't think anybody's going to beat this girl on hit points. So she still does make that tank list a little bit more of an aggressive tank IMO for the people that are lucky enough to have her. I think they've done a great job of revamping this girl. Her damage is right where it should be. I'm actually kind of surprised she can even hit for 30k with all the hit points that she has. So we're just gonna have to see what we can do with this girl, but she's definitely, she's in the party now, yo. She is in the party. Great time to work on heroes like this, to limit break them, to get shards for them. All of that you need is right here. So it's a good idea right now just to kind of go through the roster and be like, who did I want to work on that had to take a back seat for a little bit? For me, that was Rem. Oh, that's right. The last video I made, I had a question about Grandass, actually. If anybody actually has Grandass and you can answer this for me, I'll give you an awesome shout out. He has an ability that increases experience by 50%. What I want to know is that just for him, or is he actually giving the whole party 50% more experience? I think it's the whole party. It should be the whole party. That would really give him a nice niche in this game. Like, if it worked like that, if he's giving everybody more experience, hell, I would put him in a party and run him even if he's not built, just to give the other characters more experience, the ones I'm actually working on. So he might be the new niche to actually leveling heroes up. And, you know, that's a big difference when you're talking going from level 90 to 110. It's a lot of freaking experience that you have to grind out, and to be able to put a hero in the party that's going to give everybody an experience boost sounds pretty awesome. Now, I don't know if that's the way it works. That's what I'm asking. That is my question. Is his, 50% experience boost solely and only for him, or is it for the entire party? That is what I would like to know. If somebody can leave a comment and let me know, I'd really appreciate it. And yes, I have played the hero. I've ran him, not enough to do a review on him and actually talk about him as a character and what my personal opinion is. I can't really do that until I actually have him, but I have ran him. His kit is functional. I enjoy it. He can do some great damage. And he has some awesome crowd control, some like explosive moves there. Nobody can knock his S4 and everything that it does. Nobody can knock how much damage reduction he's taking away. Well, how much damage reduction he's giving your party just from taking less skill damage and less special damage, which it's a big effing deal, And on top of that, the sweet little cherry on top is this experience bonus. Yo, that would make him pretty freaking awesome. So if anybody that actually has him, props to you, congratulations. I'll be getting him later when he drops. But if anybody could just look into that and test that real quick, it should be pretty easy to see, right? You just run him, see how much experience he's getting, and then you run him in a party and see how much experience everybody's getting with and without him. It should only take a couple minutes. I wish I could do it myself, but I'll have to take somebody else's word for it. So that's my question about Grandass, and I hope somebody answers that. So everybody have an awesome day. Make sure to get everything that you can out of this. Oh, I was just talking about this yesterday. Whenever they drop a map like this, there's been a few times where we're like 3 limited characters in, and I'm like, damn, I wish that Sunnyvale Castle shit was open. Man, I remember I could get these to drop every time I ran it. And specifically what I'm talking about, oh, I'm looking at the wrong damn island. Specifically what I'm talking about is like the limit break stuff. It's pretty easy to get the limit break materials right now. You're guaranteed one of like the 12-star items every time you run it, as opposed to, here it is, right? Like these eyeball things, the Onyx Cursed Eye, you're guaranteed 1 or 2 of these per run. Yo, if you try to farm these the El Natural way, you're probably going to spend 10 freaking orbs. You're going to have to run the level like 5 times, and then maybe, just maybe, you'll get one of them. So that's excruciating compared to just, you know, getting one of these every single time you run it, right? So that is awesome. Make sure to stock up on that. I am going to be going through the limit break tower and just trying to bank as much as I can there. Obviously clear everything that is only so many runs per day. Obviously I'm going to be going in here and trying to grind out green today just to finish rem up, right? Always look for fish and all that stuff. And the drill house is huge. The drill house is a big deal. As you can see, I'm saving my tickets up, right? And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm pretty sure, can't remember exactly how many shards I got from this. It was either 25 or 50. I think it was like 50. So 25 tickets is going to give you 50 shards of any hero that you want. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just saving all these up so that I can get my heroes together and grind out 200 shards for this hero, 100 shards for this hero, whatever I need. That's pretty much, you know, what I'm getting ready to do. And if you have all of that done, you can instead spend these tickets on getting experience, right? This is a very easy way to level your heroes up to level 120, and a very easy way for the special skill study dungeon. For only 5 tickets, you're gonna be teaching your heroes whatever you want them to learn from any arc. That is really good for only 5 tickets. I'm not going to be doing too much of that. All of mine's going to the special soul accumulation. But like I said, if you have all the souls for all the heroes that you want and you're not worried about it, yo, there's a ton of experience here to get. Same thing. It's 5 tickets. You're running this. You're getting a ton of experience for your whole team. And if Grandass is there, you might just get 50% more. Although I'm not sure on that. Somebody will get back to me on that. That would be cool. So definitely get in here. Don't skip even a day of this. There's so many resources in this little island. And they are putting some stuff in the shop every day, right? Like, cool. Hopefully one of these days I can actually use all 1,000 of my coins, right? But every day it's just been something little that we can get here. 50 potions at a time, some gold bars. Hopefully at the end there, they will let us buy something from the shop that's worth like 1,000 of these gold, and yeah, it is what it is. I actually do enjoy this little shop thing that you check in every day and see what we can get there. So, yeah, if you're going to do anything on Last Cloudia at all, log in here and run through the drill house and obviously do all these things that you can only do once per day just because there's so many resources here, and if you don't do it now, you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass later when you're building some hero or working on some character and you can't limit break them and you have no way to farm shards and you have to wait, and that's when you kick yourself in the team. So I'm just giving everybody a fair warning. Yo, we have the big celebration right around the corner, okay? The community's already starting to talk about that. Right? When that comes, there's going to be the special UR summon for like $100 that's going to grant you a guaranteed UR and hopefully, you know, some awesome powerful heroes. And when that time comes, you're going to want to have tons of these resources. You're going to want to be able to limit break all the heroes that you want. And who knows, there might be a collab right after that, right? So you might be stuck with a new hero that you're working on, and they might drop 2 collab characters that you want. Well, bam, just like that, you have to limit break 3 new heroes, right? And you need shards for, well, you're not going to be able to do anything about shards. Usually when the collabs drop and shit, they give you a chance to grind out shards for the heroes right there through the collab. But limit break stuff, that's going to hold you back. If you don't have enough of the limit break materials for all the heroes, they're just going to be sitting there slow motion waiting for you to get those resources, and they can be a pain in the ass to get. So word to the wise, stock up on the limit break stuff, and just stock up on as much as you can here, knowing that we have an awesome celebration around the corner. Best of luck to everybody. I'm going to get back to it, and I will see you out there. Later.